in the blue corner, Amanda Lovato.
The last time we saw Amanda Lovato in PFC, it was way back at Prospect Fighting Championship 10 in 2019 when she lost to Randy Field, who was on the rise. She's looking to stop herself from being the victim of another fighter on a rocket ship forward as we look at the tail of the tape, Robin. Lovato giving up 3 inches of height and reach to Isabelle Lacroix, but has a massive experience advantage. Amanda started her professional career 0-7. She's won 3 in a row since then.
I love that, man. There's such beauty in that. There's lessons that we can all learn about life in that, you know. And those last 3 years in between, you know, there was a global pandemic and things were shut down. Where was she at? Was she still evolving? Was she still growing? Was she still improving? Was she becoming smarter and better and more skilled? If she was, she's going to come out here and spoil the night for all these masked people here. We shall see. But there's such a beauty in trying again and again and again and again. And I'll tell you, when you've lost a few, never mind 7, I don't know what that's like, but if you've lost 7, the day you win, it must be so incredibly sweet. It must be the sweetest taste that you could possibly imagine.
The switch flipped sometime in 2021 because in October of that year, she defeats Cara Marie Vyshlovsky, who we saw against Isabelle Lacroix at PFC 15. Then it was a win over Brandy Hancock. That was in December of 21, and in January of 23, Madeline Meacham by way of rear naked choke. She's getting better
and in the red
as
corner,
time goes on.
Isabelle Lacroix.
The roof's about to blow off. Isabelle Lacroix is on a potential rocket ship at 105, Robin. She has all the tools, and we saw in that first fight against Cara Marie Vyshlovsky, she walked her down and finished her in 4:52.
Yeah, and she wasn't in a rush. If it didn't happen at 4:52, maybe it would have happened at 1 minute of the next round or 1 minute of the next, and that was a really mature way that she fought that fight. For a young woman with, only that one fight, she really looked, and there's Anton, her husband, who won his fight tonight. They fought on the same show on their pro debut, and they're doing it again tonight.
And you talk about a beauty in fighting. That's some of it right there. Yeah. Husband and wife doing this together and climbing the ranks together. Amanda Lovato comes in with 10 years training all around. Isabelle Lacroix, despite the experience disadvantage, has 11 years Muay Thai, 6 years Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She is very, very well-rounded.
And she's 26 years old. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you are still in your 20s and you're into beyond decades of training to do something, you get good young, right? And but they are very different in this way, and that is Amanda learned on the job. That's why she lost. She went on a string of losing because she had to get in and learn to be able to express this within the experience. When people talk about fighting, most of the information is only available within the experience, and she's now had 10 of them. And this young woman, Isabella, has had 1 pro.
And we're about to find out what happens when you take a fighter from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and put him in the cage against a fighter from Cambridge, Ontario, only in this sport, Robin.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Keith Crawford.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is brought to you by IBEW, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. It'll be in the PFC atomweight division, contested over 3 5-minute rounds, and the man in charge of the action when it starts is Mr. Graham Bettis. And now first introducing in the blue corner, fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, representing Fit NHB. She stands 5 foot tall. She weighed in at 104.6 pounds. She has a professional record of 3 wins, 7 losses, with 1 win coming by way of submission. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Amanda the Glitch Lovato. And in the red corner, fighting out of Cambridge, Ontario, representing Mass Academy of Martial Arts. She stands 5'3". She weighed in at 105.6 pounds, has an unblemished professional record of 1 win, no losses, with her win coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, Isabelle Lacroix.
Isabelle Lacroix said her favorite fighter GSP because of his commitment, and he's French-Canadian.
Yeah. George, you have to witness George's drive to constantly improve. You have to witness it for yourself to really get a sense of how crazy it is. And that is somebody to admire, man.
I watched every George St. Pierre fight because I'm married to a French-Canadian. As they come out center cage, it's Isabelle Lacroix in the black, Amanda Lovato in the blue. And Isabelle trying to pepper the leg early as Amanda goes to the body.
So, yeah, you're going to feel that one. Amanda will float out. See, she exits fully out. And Isabelle's not super concerned with that. So out here, when you disengage to that distance, you can kick. You know, kicking is the first tool at long range, right?
Isabelle looking like she's trying to capture the range a little bit. Again, the reach advantage goes to Isabelle, so that's going to force Lovato to come in and out, as you were talking about, Robin.
Yes, and as you come in, well, that's a nice approach. Just uses it to get to a body lock, and good work. Isabelle digs under with her right arm.
And pre-fight, that's exactly what Isabelle said she was expecting, that Amanda was going to use her boxing to try to set up a takedown.
So
clinch
now,
position right in front of us.
Now it is Isabelle who is getting the short knees in, and now makes space to drive longer knees in.
Lovato trying to use her knee as a bit of a leverage point to keep Isabelle away from striking with hers. And again, Isabelle takes control in that clinch position. Knees this time to the quads.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, she's kicked the body, she's kicked the legs, she's kneed the body, she's kneed the legs. The one thing about these, and there's another dig. Now it'll be elbows to the head.
Isabelle comes over with a sharp elbow right up at the top.
More. Now you see the left arm inside the biceps, head under the chin. She's going to look for elbows here. Nope, goes to the back. Instead of striking for elbows, controls the head. Amanda, now pushing to her and gives her a knee.
Boy, back and forth they go with this clinch position. You can see the experience for Amanda Lovato, but you also see the real skill of Isabelle Lacroix here.
Amanda's got a good control on the single leg up high. She's joined her hands now, goes under the head. She can knee here.
Great balance shown by Isabelle to this point. As Amanda forcing Isabelle right into the cage.
Amanda definitely came to fight. Definitely came to fight. That little knee shield, just kind of using the shin to control the hip. It's Isabelle's actually finding the other knee when she does that. So that's not working.
This is a different fighter than we saw at PFC 10 against Randy Field and Lovato, but Isabelle starting to open up a little bit. To the legs, then upstairs, right and left.
Amanda is fighting back. She bounces out again. Now she has to go past there, back to the body lock.
Isabelle landed a crisp right that Amanda did not like.
Amanda's got a plan, and she's sticking to it. She'll fight at distance. She'll do what she's got to do, and then work back to try to get to the body lock position. But there's now one under. Each one has an underhook on the corresponding side.
Elbow by Lovato, right to the front of us once more. Lovato trying to force Lacroix to the cage, and again, the turn.
Lovato can get to the body lock, but she can't use it to advance either to the back or to pressure the low back because as soon as it comes, Isabelle digs back underneath, shucks into space, and then gets 50-50. So it's even here. This is an even position.
Amanda peppered the body. Isabelle comes up high. I wondered, Robin, if when Amanda got control of the body lock, if she might try a trip takedown, but it didn't come.
It's just the response time for Isabelle is too good. The second the body lock happens, Isabelle is taking real estate back, taking yardage back.
And now Isabelle walking Amanda Lovato down, spinning back fist attempt.
Yeah, you got to get a little fancy. You gotta shake it up a little. There, now she's a little lower, but again, Isabelle is responding very well.
Really impressed with Isabelle's balance. We haven't really seen her, despite the pressure, come off that balance point.
No, she's, every choice she's making is a good one here. And digs her right back up.
Gotta wonder if there might be some gymnastics in the background of Isabelle Lacroix with that kind of balance.
Yeah, definitely like a lifetime athlete. No question.
Of course.
14, 15, she started doing martial arts, but yeah, she came up an athlete. You can see it. whether that was just there now, knee, elbows.
20 seconds left in the first round. Isabelle landed a head kick. Does she have enough time here?
So
Lovato tried to pull guard.
She pulled guard, and she's mounted now. Not many seconds left.
No, Isabelle's going to run out of time on the clock in round number
She
one.
wants one elbow. You want one elbow here. And there it is.
And Isabelle Lacroix looking strong after 5 minutes. Amanda Lovato was right there, Robin. She was right in this fight. 50-50 for the first little bit, but it seemed like the strikes started to add up.
So, yes, and you could see her visibly starting to wear down a little bit. And sitting in that corner, that ice on the back of her neck is going to feel good. But these elbows hurt, the knees hurt, the shots to the body. It's coming from so many different places that it's very hard to deal with. That spinning back fist, kind of glancing land. Yeah, there's the ice on the back. That's such a good feeling, man. It's almost worth 5 hard minutes to feel that because you're so hot. And it brings you, it recenters you, it brings you back to the moment.
Yeah, you know well the other side of my professional career is doing hockey, and as having grown up a hockey player, the only time you don't like it is when somebody on the bench decides to just fire one down your back.
yeah, but that same feeling, like, oh, what is that? That's what you feel there. It brings you back to the moment, right? Yeah, it's not asked for in hockey, but sometimes you get it.
Round two. And Isabelle's going to look to continue that momentum from the last 30 seconds of round one, Robin, where she started to put it on like we saw in the Vyshlovsky fight.
Wouldn't necessarily be the craziest thing to see Isabelle take her down and get on top, just to give her something else to think about. Obviously, it's going very well. You know, many options are going to be good options when things are going this well, including not doing what I just said. But it is one thing you can always consider, right?
Well, just give another thing to think about for Amanda Lovato,
but
another threat to have to worry about.
That's right. But when we talk about, sometimes you'll see during fights, a fighter will say, I'd like to see them ... There are thousands of options, literally thousands of options at any time. And the fighter is the one living in the moment. So they feel, what they're hoping is that they'll allow their body to do the thing that's right.
And I think what happens at times, Robin, is a bit of an oversimplification. Well, it's a kick or it's a knee.
Yeah.
There's thousands of micro movements that go into every little thing that happens.
And there's data that the brains of these two are gaining in these experiences that they don't even know they're learning about the fight. It's such a fascinating thing.
Isabelle putting the pressure on Amanda Lovato here early in the second round, forcing her back to the cage, landing short strikes, not a ton behind any individual one, but they're adding up.
It's working, right? It's working. It's working beautifully. And, you know, each one of these just picking away. And when you slow your opponent down, then we'll maybe see some more elbows to the head. But right now she's winning these positions. Why would she change anything?
I was just going to say, Robin, we just saw the beauty of it moments ago in this clinch position. It was knees from Isabelle, followed up as soon as Amanda went to defend it with an elbow over the top.
Yes. Coming from as many different possibilities as she can.
Amanda trying to drive for a takedown potentially. Has a single leg with the hands connected.
So that shin across her thigh actually is giving a point of leverage, a point of push for Isabelle. She's now connected there and trying, that's a nice, a drop and pull actually, not a bad.
Graham Bettis is going to step in here because there was a knee while Isabelle was on a knee.
Yeah, partially down. And I think she's fine. She appears fine. She's like, I want to fight.
I think it landed, but maybe glancing.
Yeah.
Not intentional by Amanda Lovato at all either.
Just trying to make her way through the fight.
Amanda trying to fly through the Superman punch, and that was defended well. And this is what Isabelle can do with her reach. She can keep Amanda to the outside, but Amanda Lovato keeps coming right in and engaging for these clinches.
Isabelle actually loves it now. It's like, by all means, come in and clinch because I'm hurting you here. So by all means, and so she's not resisting the entries at all because she likes to fight in this position. She's winning in this position. She had great moments in this position in her first pro fight.
Isabelle had an amateur record of 1-1, a pro record now of 1-0. She does not look like someone in her second professional fight.
No, she really doesn't.
You can tell that there's a lot of training and a lot of work that has gone in to her style.
Yeah, and we're also seeing, if you're a young fighter, you're seeing, okay, right, this is a zone of fighting, right? Like this partially clinched, small gap between the two fighters. This is a fighting territory. And a lot of people don't fight here. And if you're good at it and the opponent isn't, you can stay here all night long and beat them up.
Well, some of the legends of the sport named a company after it when they came up with clinch gear.
That's right. And I shouldn't say if you're good at it and your opponent isn't. You can both be good at it, and you can just be a little better or have a little more information. Now she's on top. There's an armbar set up here, and she's going to squash this using her full weight and try to extract the arm. Yeah, she's got it. She's out.
Yeah, she was nodding over to her corner that she was all right. Was Isabelle Lacroix now trying to slide around the legs of Amanda Lovato, who's in a tough position up against the cage. Isabelle's going to step down, side control.
Now she'll go mount for sure. And
yeah, knee on belly slides, got it.
Yeah. Head and arm choke is there. You can actually convert that to many different things. It's not there now. It's gone.
She's got a lot more time this time, Robin. Still 25 seconds to work with.
The cage position isn't ideal for her, but she turns. And now, elbows and arm bars here.
Hammer fists.
There's an armbar right there.
Amanda Lovato had to roll away, gave up the armbar.
Yeah, she got her. I thought she tapped.
I thought it was as well.
But Graham didn't see it if she did.
Isabelle trying to finish this armbar off. We're under. Oh, and right at the end, the horn blows. Now, interesting, there was no protest from Isabelle, so maybe what we saw was Amanda
just
trying to
her hand, whatever. Yeah, by no means are we. We were seeing it far away from us, and by no means are we the authority on what she was doing in that position.
I'm not an authority in anything.
You're right. Nobody protested at all on any side.
Yeah, we got to look at it on the replay, and it might have been Amanda trying to go to the grip of Isabelle.
Yeah. Listen, Isabelle's having a great fight. She's winning every minute, and even when she's losing a position, that was the illegal knee. When she's losing a positional sort of exchange, like, Amanda getting to the body lock, she doesn't mind it. In fact, she might be inviting it because it's going so well in there. But having said all that, remember, Amanda fought and lost again, and kept fighting until she got better and better and better and then started to win. You see that fight in her in the microcosm of this fight itself. You're seeing that in her. A lot of people are done. Like, there's 50 knees to the body that have happened in this fight. A lot of people are folding up, and she is not.
Multiple times she could have packed up the tent and said it's over. Not a chance. Amanda Lovato, tougher than a $2 steak, to quote the great Jim Ross, as she goes to the body. Isabelle tried it up high, and if that had landed, it was over.
Yeah, she was moving, circling out. You can move into the power side of your opponent. In fact, you must move both ways. So staying away from the power side is a myth, right? But notice she'll disengage and get out. That's why that kick didn't hit her, because she'll fully move out to range before she circles that way.
When you talk about moving into the power side of your opponent, Robin, that's such a great point, because you hear it so many times talked about fighters moving that way. Like I said, you have to. You don't want to do it with an extreme consistency.
Yeah, you just don't want to be predictable either. So if somebody's right hand, they're right. You can't just never move to their right, or else you'll only move one way, and that's not okay either, right? So you have to be different. But speaking of different, I mean, look at the different positions here that you're seeing Isabelle find. Now she's going to consider It's just such a beautiful art form to be able to fight at short distance. It's like it is obviously like a subspecialty of Muay Thai and Sanda and many other fighting arts, but it's almost like its own martial art.
And it is such a chess match on the inside. We talk a lot about the chess match on the ground, but right here in tight spaces, every little inch gives you something. It's that data that you're talking about processing in live motion.
Amanda almost had a little more here. She has a leg, right? She's got the left leg. She's hoping to be able to pick the right ankle. It's just so difficult for her because Isabelle's doing all the right things.
And Isabelle's going to turn Amanda Lovato right back into the cage.
And go right back to knees and elbows.
And win or lose in this fight, Robin, how important is this fight for the career of Isabelle Lacroix to fight somebody who is pushing her like this?
Yeah, the minutes are good too, man. Like, she had 4 minutes of fighting, and now she's got 50, the 12 that have happened here and those 4. Like, she's got 3 more fights compared to the last time now, right? All these minutes are so valuable.
We talk about finishes and how important they are, and yeah, they feel good, but how much more is Isabelle going to take from this fight moving forward for having gone so far into it?
All these different positions, all the different kinesthetic learning your body learns, right? And your mind learns, and you gain experience. So Amanda's going to try to climb again and attack this arm.
Yeah, looking for the armbar from the bottom again.
Yeah. And Isabelle stacked her last time and just extracted the arm and kind of this time she's just pressuring down. Oh, I love the fact that she's trying this sort of police hammerlock, and there's a shoulder attack there, and then uses it to get a response and attack this arm.
Isabelle steps over.
Isabelle's foot there is making a big difference, but you can extract your own head. This is something, She's not free here. Like, Isabelle has to do everything right, and you can still get armbarred here if you do everything right.
Amanda Lovato started that by trying, as you measure, on almost a double wrist lock from the bottom.
Yeah.
That was
just pressured the shoulder to get a response, and then with the response, she attacked the arm as it responded.
And you're right, Isabelle being very cautious here.
Yeah, and she's out, and she's at least partly out here. Well,
Amanda Lovato keeping control with that right.
She's got so much heart. Again, you see it in the macro of her career.
Look at her grabbing the wrist, keeping it back down in a dangerous position.
Yep. You see it in the macro of her career, but you see it in the micro of this fight, too.
Absolutely.
She has lost 14 minutes of this fight, and she has a real, true threat of an arm lock here. No, it's gone.
And now Isabelle's able to slide her way out. She beat the right arm that time. But if you're Isabelle Lacroix, you want to finish here, but you don't want to get careless, because we've seen that Amanda Lovato, in the blink of an eye, can get that advantage.
The finish is irrelevant over time, right? They're just a little partial step over, and actually, there was a moment there where there's a guillotine. No, out. Now armbar again. Look at this woman.
Amanda Lovato trying everything here in these last 30 seconds. This could be dangerous. 23 seconds still on the clock, and Isabelle Lacroix is in a dangerous spot. Amanda Lovato's going to try to crank that arm.
Win or lose, man. I'm a fan of Amanda Lovato.
100%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
10 seconds to go. She had to give it up.
Oh, she had to give it up.
Isabelle Lacroix may be looking for an arm lock.
Omoplata.
Amanda will roll through. Wow, what a finish.
Yeah.
What a finish. And there is a ton of respect right there, as there should be. That was a great fight.
I don't know Amanda Lovato personally, but I feel like I know a lot about her now. That's someone to admire. That is someone to admire. And Isabelle Lacroix gained so much from getting to fight somebody like that and fighting so well and being able to win all those minutes, and then to have the fight, still that much fight in Amanda at the end. That was really a wonderful thing.
Throw the records out the window, Robin. I could watch Amanda Lovato fight again and again. The heart on that young lady is incredible.
Yeah, amazing. I'll always remember that last minute. I'm always going to remember the last minute of that fight and the heart in that woman.
That's a great lesson for any young fighter, and you know what?
And any young person.
Yes.
Anything. Life is not going to all go your way.
Yep.
And if something matters to you, are you going to give up? Because she didn't. She didn't give up in her career, 7 losses in, and she didn't give up in that fight 14 minutes down.
And how about that for Isabelle Lacroix to see
so
that
good for her.
and to have that on video, watching Amanda Lovato fight in the last minute.
Isabelle will benefit from this, sharing this experience with Amanda for the rest of her life. That was a wonderful fight.
This could be the most important step of Isabelle Lacroix's career for multiple reasons. That experience, as Robin just said, fighting against a 3-7 Amanda Lovato, who gave it everything she had right until the final horn sounded. That was brilliance. What a tremendous fight as we go back into the cage to the great Keith Crawford.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing this for a long time. That's one of the best fights I've ever seen in my life. Let's hear it for these two warriors. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Declan Wood scores the fight 30-27. Judge Jason Shiro scores the fight 29-27. Judge Kyle Costello scores the fight 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, Isabelle Lacroix.
Thank you both for a really wonderful fight. Here, hang in here with me for a second. Congratulations on this win. You got a lot out of sharing a cage with somebody like this. It was a very inspiring last few minutes of that fight. And you had a tough beginning to your career, and you never gave up and became a better and better fighter. And that's what it looked like in this fight, too. You have a ton of heart. Thank you for that fight.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
Amanda Lovato, thank you for that fight. Yeah, Isabelle, that was, you performed beautifully, but having somebody that tough with that much heart and grit, you'll just benefit so much from those 15 minutes with her.
Yeah, absolutely. I learned a lot from sharing the cage with Amanda. I know she's got a lot of experience, and she's well-rounded. You know, I thought maybe I could catch her somewhere, but she gave something a little bit everywhere. But it was a good test of my skill for sure.
Yeah, and 15 minutes, you just learned so much. You quadrupled your experience in here, so it was wonderful to see. And the two of you, you and your husband both won again tonight.
Yeah, big shout out to my man who opened up the show with a beautiful finish. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy that we get to do this together. It really makes it that much more fun.
Well, your winner tonight, and thank you both for that great fight, Isabelle Lacroix. Thank you.
Thank you to the MASH team. The community that we have, guys, is unmatched. You guys are all amazing. Everybody watching at home, supporting our wonderful sponsors, guys. Make sure you check them out. Because of them, we can give this so much more focus and attention. So we're grateful.
Congratulations, Isabelle Lacroix.